non-traditional college students is growing nationwide, and many universities are having to deal with students bringing babies to class.
New at 10, Corinne Zell shows us how one area school is handling it.
Many schools across the country have specific policies in place, but we found Southeast Wisconsin to have a lot of gray lines when it comes to bringing your babies to class.
Do you see any birds or squirrel?
As if becoming a nurse isn't challenging enough, Mercedes Islas added a twist to her itinerary.
The next 2 years, just no kids. And we both were on the same page. And then I found out that I had gotten into the program, and a month later I found out that I was pregnant.
Surprise!
Yes, definitely a surprise.
Mercedes sat down with her professors at UW Parkside.
An option would be to take a semester off and then start again in the fall instead of the spring, and she didn't want to do that.
Mercedes stopped working to take care of her first child and go back to school full time. She didn't want to put it off anymore.
I had my daughter on a Wednesday, and that was actually my day of clinical, so I missed that Wednesday. Then the following week, I was right back at clinicals.
She couldn't miss more than 2 clinicals.
It was very risky for me to make the decision, a week after having a C-section, to go back into clinicals.
As for her other courses, professors like Rochelle Nelson helped Mercedes make arrangements. She spent 6 weeks in virtual classes, basically in class via computer.
So not only could we bring her into the classroom as an active participant, we could record the class session in case she needed to view it later on.
When things slowed down at home, Mercedes was back on campus.
Being able to be in class, that was essential for me.
One of her professors let Mercedes bring the baby to class.
As soon as I started, would notice that she would get fussy, I'd stand up, I'd, bounce around with her a little bit, and if I couldn't calm her within a couple of seconds, or, I needed to change her diaper or something, then I would step out of class.
Nelson has worked at UW Parkside for 14 years.
Have you seen the need increase as far as young moms needing to bring baby to class?
Yeah, definitely, especially if they're breastfeeding, and we encourage that for health reasons.
University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and other UW affiliates say they work with each student based on their needs. Milwaukee School of Engineering has the same idea. Marquette University doesn't have a policy in place and says it's not something they've had to address yet. Neither does Carthage College or Carroll University. Milwaukee Area Technical College and Concordia University don't allow babies in the classroom. Does that surprise you?
Unfortunately, it doesn't, only because I feel like if there isn't a policy, then there's nothing that they necessarily have to abide by.
Mercedes hopes she's paving the way for other students to speak up.
I do feel like it needs to be brought up. It needs to be an issue that is talked about.
There are Facebook groups dedicated to college moms. It's a support system and a way for them to get ideas about how to make it work. Corinne Zell, today's TMJ4.